Everyone wants to sell their catalytic converters for top dollar. Buying low and selling high requires a lot of skill, or maybe you could just call it luck. For years now, recyclers like you have been telling us what they want, and it may not be what you think. Today we're going to share with you our insights about why the price of catalytic converters really don't matter. Rich, why don't the prices matter?
Well, converters are a commodity. So from that perspective, what do commodities do on the daily?
Well, commodities, they go up and they go down.
That's right. So the white metal pricings, they go up and down. So price, a lot of people chase the price. Price is noise. But really what matters is that you're getting fair current market pricing on your converters.
Current market value.
Yeah.
Well, that's what matters, current market value. Think about it in terms of how long do you want to hold your inventory? You want to hold it for, I don't know, is it a business? Is it a hobby? I guess we should look at it as a business, right? Because if it's a hobby, you're probably going to hold it for a much longer period of time.
Definitely.
Right? But a shorter period of time, let's just say a 12-month period of time, you want to hold that inventory for 1 year and turn it once?
No.
Well, if you do that because you're waiting for the price to rise to the point where you think it's acceptable and you'd like to sell, then you're selling and getting, let's say you make a 10% profit. So you're getting 1 times 10%.
Mm-hmm.
But what if you did it monthly?
Well,
12 times a year?
You're stacking it up.
So now it's 12 times your 10. So now that's 120% on your money tied up in your inventory. So
Right.
You turn it once a year, you sell it once a month. So really the key is if you're operating your business, you're looking at the fact that you have a lot of issues going on. And the number one issue in operating a business is generally cash flow. Right?
Definitely in this business. Yeah, you need cash flow, right?
Right. So you need to turn your money over so you could obtain your operating capital back, so you can redeploy your capital, so you could get back in the market and start acquiring more inventory, whatever that is. Whether you're buying cars, you're buying cores, or you're just buying converters, whatever it is. But you want to be able to turn that money on a regular basis. You're not in the long-term buy and hold strategy for trying to make a profit. So price matters, but are you trying to make a 50% gain once a year? Or is it acceptable to make 10 or 15% 6, 8, 12 times a year?
I like that option. So what you're saying, what matters more than price?
Profit.
Right?
Profit.
Turning your money.
Turning your money. Cash flow and obtaining your profits. What's that old adage they say? Man never went broke taking a profit.
Yeah.
Well, if you're not taking profits, you're probably going to end up running out of cash.
Definitely.
Right? You're going to run out of money eventually, and that's a tough thing. So profits over price. Isn't that really what we're saying?
Yeah, that's a good point. Profits over price. There was some good analogy in there, some good takeaways. But let's dive in a little bit into turning the money. Give us an example, like a real world example. Put your CEO hat on and look at it. I mean, do you need to make 2x, 5x, 10x? How do you see that?
Well, yeah, I need to make 2x, 5x, 10x. And the market is, and how much cash I have in the business is going to determine whether it's 2x, 5x, 10x.
Mm-hmm.
In other words, what I'm saying is if we got a 10% profit, when we say X, we mean percent.
Yeah,
right?
it's a percentage.
So when we're saying 10% profit, that's not really enough. But I got all my money tied up in the inventory, and then someone offers a deal, a transaction, and we could make 15% on that. But I don't have the capital available. So my powder's not dry. My capital's not available to buy that one deal that we can make a 15% profit on. But if I liquidate what I have on hand that I'm making my 8 to 10% profit on, I can redeploy that capital rapidly and make another 15. Or I can hold and hope and pray that I'll catch a price in the future, and we don't know what the price is going to. We know what the price is today, don't we?
Absolutely. You taught me that, gosh, 10 years ago.
So,
we know what the price is today, whether that is a purchase, if we're hedging, if we're selling metals.
Yeah, we know what we're going to get today. We're speculating, we hope, we pray what it's going to be tomorrow. We don't know, and we're never going to know.
No.
I mean, I look at it from the perspective of, I know what we're selling it for today. I know what we sold it, what we bought and sold it for today, or what we bought and sold it for 3 years ago. Boy, I'd sure like to get those prices again.
Yeah, wouldn't we all?
Right?
Yes.
So I'm hoping and praying that those prices will come back in the future, but I can't hold my inventory that long. And I guess what I'm trying to say is, if I'm making my 10 or 15% today, I should turn it and turn it and turn it and keep turning it.
Right.
And get multiple turns on the money. By the end of the year, you've made a lot of turns on the money and a lot of 10s and 15%ers on that money, right?
Mm-hmm.
At today's prices. Because today's prices are what we know they are today.
Right.
Today's prices are today's prices. We're buying at today's price. We're selling at today's price. I'm not buying at today's price to sell at tomorrow's price because I'm going to run out of money and I'll have to close the doors. I won't have the money to stay open. Right. I have to keep turning. Right. Just like every other business out there in a commodity sector, you have to turn your inventory at some point because you need the operating cash to get back in the game.
Yeah.
You got to get back in the market. That's so is holding a good strategy?
No, not with what you just enlightened us with. It's just like speculating, right? What's speculating? You're speculating on what the market's going to do, but nobody knows. We don't have that crystal ball. We wish we did. Hey guys, have you ever wondered if you're leaving money on the table when selling your scrap catalytic converters? Well, we have a solution for you. We have a converter price guide with thousands of part numbers. Just use it. Check it out. You can sign up today, have access for it today. See if you are leaving any money on the table or keep the guy honest that you're selling to. You want to check it out, make sure you're making the most profits for your business in today's market. It's super simple. Just click the link below. Get started today. Now let's get back to the video.
So if you're holding converters today and you're digging your heels in and you're saying, okay, I'm speculating. I know I'm speculating. But I know deep down in my heart of hearts that palladium is going to go back to 3,000 an ounce, and we're going to see 20,000 rhodium again. God bless you. I don't believe that because I've seen ups and downs in markets for 45 years.
Right.
We saw the bubble in the white metals, and it burst.
Yeah, definitely.
And it came back down, and it's a little bit on the rise right now, and the prices are pretty darn good right now. So
statistically,
yeah, if you're buying and selling right now, you're in good shape, right?
Right.
But if you bought a year ago and you're still holding, you're in bad shape because you didn't follow the rule of turn your money.
Right.
Get your 10, 15, 20% profit, whatever you got built into the transaction the day you bought it, turn it. Get the capital back and keep doing it. And if the price goes down or up, it doesn't affect you so much, because you're not holding inventory.
Right.
And holding for a big gain is that's more of an amateur's game, I would say. Buying and selling is what the professionals do.
Right. The seasoned recyclers, they're turning it over.
If I'm looking at today the laws that are being written in Congress and how they're going to affect our recycling industry tomorrow, and tomorrow could be 3 months, 6 months from now, okay? From what I'm understanding, if I were to sell in the future to a legitimate recycler, I would be required to provide traceability back to the original VIN on the vehicle.
That's what's proposed.
That's what's coming.
Yes.
Okay, so if you're in the buy and hold camp and I'm not going to sell this year or next year or the year after, whatever.
I'm still holding for those.
You're still holding
high prices.
And the day that you decide to sell, you will end up with what I term stranded converters.
What is a stranded converter?
Stranded converters. Do you know what a stranded converter is?
I
It's
do.
the converter that you bought yesterday that you can't sell tomorrow because you can't prove the VIN.
That's right.
And what's going to happen to that? Are the legitimate recyclers going to step in and buy those converters?
No, because they'll be breaking the law.
Okay, so then you're going to be forced to deal on the black market with people who are breaking the law. And when that happens down the road, you're not going to get top dollar.
Right.
So don't set yourself up for a fail. I mean, stranded converters is my term for what's going to happen to those that are not proactive in turning their inventory.
Right.
And end up with converters that they can't trace back to the VIN in the future, the day they decide to sell down the road. I don't know when that's going to be.
Yeah. And we've heard a lot of stories over the years, people hoarding and just waiting for the right price.
Yeah.
They don't have to sell.
Well, that has been a strategy.
They're just hanging on.
For a lot of recyclers for years and years. But you see, the automotive yards, dismantlers, they have the software. They can track back to the VIN. That's not a big deal for them.
Oh, yeah, they've
But
had
if
that
you're
for
running
years.
around and you're buying converters from the repair shops or the muffler shops or the towing yards, and you're running a route, you're doing all that, and you've decided that you're just, you don't buy that many, you don't tie up that much cash, and I'm waiting for the next upcycle on the white metals, you're going to end up with stranded converters because this is where the law is going now.
Right.
And so, I'd like to just caution everybody, turn that inventory, bring it to market, stay compliant, be aware of what the changes are in the upcoming law and the PART Act that's coming out of Congress. So, so turn your money is the second one. The first one was price doesn't matter.
Right.
Price doesn't matter because if you're buying it today, you've already built in your 10-15% profit.
That's right.
So why would price matter if you're turning it and you're obtaining your profit?
That's right.
What matters is dealing with companies that are reliable, right?
You want to deal with reliable, honest, trustworthy partners. We've all heard some horror stories over the years. What sticks out top of your mind on that particular topic?
Well, I remember one recycler telling us that they called us up and said, we got these converters. Can I get paid the day that we deliver? And of course we're going to pay them the day they deliver, right? Now, why is that such an issue for you? Well, because we had a buyer come into our shop in the past, and he offered us some money on a Thursday or a Friday for it. And he said he would pay cash. And we said, oh, yeah, that's great. We'll take it. He said, but let me take the converters and I'll come back Monday and I'll pay you cash. So they liked the guy. They trusted him. They let him take the converters, but they never heard from him again.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, so there's some stories in the marketplace. That's just one.
That's one of a lot.
One of
unfortunately,
a lot. Yeah.
or
Yeah.
the price changes at the door. We've heard that. I'll gladly pay you next Tuesday for a converter today, right?
Isn't that what Wimpy said in the Popeye series? I'll gladly pay you Tuesday for a hamburger today.
That's right. That's where that comes from.
I think that's right. That's where that comes from. But so, we don't want to deal with people that aren't reliable or honest. You want to find a trustworthy partner to deal with. That is really important. And of course, you need to get paid.
Well, that's key.
You got to get paid.
Right?
You don't want to wait for your money.
No.
It's a commodity-based business. The values are very well established, and the margins are pretty thin because we deal in volume, and we turn it over rapidly. And we don't have to have these large spreads. The people that are demanding the large spreads are the guys that buy the one or the two, and they hold it for 6 months to 2 years, waiting for the upcycle, and that's what they're looking for. But they're not professionals in the business. It's more of a hobby for them. And guys, I mean, even if you are running a shop or a tow yard, you've got to make sure that you could trace those converters back through your stock number to the original VIN of how it was generated.
That's very important.
Because the day you go to sell it, once this law is enacted, you have to provide that to us, to the buyer.
Any buyer.
Any buyer.
Yeah.
Any buyer.
It affects the
we're
catalytic converter, recycling
we're on the buy side
industry.
of the transaction. So yeah, to us, that's really important. So, I mean, you've got to recognize that the price in 3 years doesn't matter.
Right.
Price
matters today,
doesn't
right?
matter. What matters is a fair price today.
Yeah.
Or the day that you're interested in a transaction. And obtaining a fair price, dealing with a reliable partner, it all goes hand in hand. And there's a lot of different price variability in the marketplace. I like to use this example. You got someone comes in your shop and they offer you a price. And then you find out that somebody 2 states over is paying more for that part number. Well, why is that? Well, let's think about this for a second, right? Go to Costco. You want to buy some water. You get a bottle of water for 50 cents, right? In bulk at Costco, right?
Yeah.
So at Costco, at that location, it costs you 50 cents. But if you go to the ballpark or you go to the amusement park, right? It's $5
or
that
more.
bottle of water.
Or more.
So it's not about the commodity. It's not about the price of the commodity. It's about the location of the commodity, right?
Mm-hmm.
The location is at the ballpark. You're at the ballpark. You're not going to be running to Costco and get 50-cent water. You can pay $5.
Right.
Because you're thirsty. It's hot, right?
Yeah, it's convenient. It's there.
It's convenient, right?
I'm going to get it now.
Okay. Somebody comes in your shop, offers you a price. It's convenient. He's there now.
Right.
But he might be a middleman. So he might end up driving it 2 states over to get that high price.
Yeah.
It's all about where the commodity is located.
Right.
But if you decide that you want that price, maybe you want to put it in a box and mail it to us and get the price. Because once it gets to our location, you're going to get the price on the app. But we don't play those games. And so that's what really matters, is getting that commodity to the market that pays the most.
That's right.
And dealing with trusted partners that you know are reliable, that are going to pay you, and they're not playing games. There's no bait and switch going on. That's really what everybody wants. They want that reliability.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, guys, the key takeaways from today's video: profits versus price. Turn your money. Moving money is going to help you make money faster, quicker, right? And the third key point was working with reliable, honest, trustworthy partners. If you guys were interested in what really happened to Jay Leno's Law, SB 712, take the opportunity and check out our last podcast that we did, and we go over the key points.